$500 a month invested for 10 years at the S&P 500's historical average return of 10.5% gives you $103,279. $500 a month from a side hustle for 10 years gives you $60,000 in gross revenue before taxes, before expenses, before the hours you spent earning it. Those two numbers are not even close. And the one that wins might not be the one you're currently building. This video runs the actual math on both paths, the version that accounts for taxes, time, and what compounding actually does to invested money over a decade. By the end, you will know exactly which $500 move produces more wealth and under what conditions the answer flips. $500 a month into a broad index fund at the historical average annual return of 5% compounded monthly over 10 years produces a portfolio value of approximately $103,279. Your total cash contribution is $60,000. The market added $43,279 money that arrived without you logging an additional hour of work, pitching a single client, or paying self-employment tax on any of it. Source: S&P 500 Historical Returns Macro Trends. Net 25-26 SP 500 Historical Annual Returns adjusted for inflation at the Fed's 2% long-run target, that $103,279 has purchasing power of roughly $84,700 in today's dollars, still 41% above your principal in real terms. On taxes, in a taxable brokerage account, long-term capital gains at 15% on the $43,279 in gains costs you $6,491, leaving approximately $96,788. In a Roth IRA, withdrawals are tax-free, and you keep the full $103,279. Either way, the ending number is north of $96,000 on a $60,000 input. Time did the work. Most side hustle income comparisons stop at gross revenue, but the real number to compare against $103,000 is net wealth created after taxes, after expenses, and after the most expensive input in any side hustle, your time. When you run that version of the math, the result looks very different. $500 a month from a side hustle sounds clean. It is not. Self-employment tax hits first at 15.3%, both the employee and employer share, because as a freelancer, you pay both. On $500 a month, that is $76.50 per month, or $918 per year before income tax is calculated. Federal income tax at the 22% bracket, covering single filers from $47,150 to $100,525 in 2024, takes approximately $103 more per month after the SE tax deduction. State income tax at the national average of 5% adds another $25. Total tax burden on $500 of side hustle income, $204 per month, or 40.8% of gross. Source: EARS 2024 Tax Brackets. Gov Newsroom Sliers provides tax inflation adjustments for tax year 2024. Your real net take-home is $296 per month. Over 10 years, total net cash, $35,500, not $60,000. Operating costs trim it further. A rideshare driver doing 200 miles pays $134 in vehicle costs at the IRS standard mileage rate of 67 cents per mile. An Etsy seller pays 6.5% to 13.25% in platform fees plus materials. A consultant pays for software and subscriptions. A conservative $75 per month in operating costs removes another $9,000 over 10 years. Net wealth created from the side hustle after taxes and expenses, approximately $26,520, $103,000 from investing versus $26,520 from the side hustle. A $76,480 difference over the same decade on the same $500 monthly input. But the comparison is missing one variable that changes everything. What happens if you invest the side hustle income as you earn it? And what if the side hustle doesn't stay flat at $500 a month? If you take the $296 per month net from your side hustle and invest every dollar immediately at 10.5% annualized, that produces approximately $61,087 over 10 years. Better than cash. Still 40% below the direct investing path, because the tax drag on side hustle income reduces your investable base before compounding begins. The catch: behavioral data from Vanguard's annual How America Invests report shows additional income gets spent at a rate of 50 to 70 cents on the dollar. In practice, only about $133 per month from side hustle net income typically reaches the market, producing approximately $27,400 over 10 years. Source: investor.vanguard.com, Investor Resources Education/research/How America Invests, where the side hustle wins is growth. A $500 a month side hustle that grows to $2,000 a month by year 5 generates $150,000 to $180,000 in gross revenue over 10 years. After taxes and expenses, $85,000 to $105,000 net, which matches or exceeds the investment return. At that trajectory, the side hustle isn't competing with the investment account anymore. It is funding it. The question that determines which path wins for your specific situation has nothing to do with motivation. It comes down to one number almost nobody calculates before they start: your effective hourly rate. Take your monthly net side hustle income after taxes and expenses and divide it by every hour you spent earning it, including admin, marketing, and client communication. Not just billable hours, all of it. If $296 net cost you 20 hours, your effective hourly rate is $14.80. Below the federal poverty wage for a family of 4. Below your primary job's hourly equivalent in almost every case. And generating a level of wealth creation that a plain index fund outperforms by $76,000 over a decade. If $296 net cost you 4 hours, your effective rate is $74. That changes the entire calculation, not because the dollar output differs, but because the time input is low enough to scale, systemize, and grow without burning out or sacrificing your primary career. The threshold, below $25 per hour effective rate, you are almost certainly better off putting $500 per month directly into the market and investing those hours into raising your primary income instead. Above $50 per hour and trending upward, you have something worth building in parallel with your investments, not instead of them. $500 per month invested, held 10 years, $96,000 to $103,000. Passive, predictable, tax-advantaged in a Roth IRA, requiring 0 additional hours beyond setting up the transfer. $500 per month from a side hustle kept as cash, $26,520 over 10 years, less than a third of the investment return. $500 per month from a side hustle, fully invested, $61,087. Better, but still 40% below the direct investing path. A side hustle growing to $2,000 per month by year 5 with income invested, $85,000 to $120,000. The only scenario where the side hustle path matches or exceeds investing directly, and it requires genuine skill development and income growth, not just sustained effort. The conclusion is not that investing beats side hustles. It is that earning more is frequently less valuable than investing what you already have, particularly when the side hustle hourly rate is low and the income stays flat. If you have $500 a month and no investing account, open the Roth IRA first. Then build the side hustle alongside it. The number to carry from this, $76,480. That is the 10-year gap between $500 per month invested and $500 per month from a typical side hustle kept as cash. The market only closes that gap if you invest the side hustle income and if the income grows. If it stays flat and the cash gets spent, the index fund wins by a margin that no amount of hustle closes. Invest first. Side hustle second. Track your effective hourly rate. Subscribe for one comparison like this every week next up. The exact point at which side hustle income should be structured as an LLC for tax purposes.